straight.
What's going on?
It threw a coat on the floor. Did you see that?
Hun? Hun?
Get down! Get down!
Put something around my neck.
I'm so scared.
You're about to witness the real footage of the San Pedro hauntings. But take a seat because this story is crazy, and it's about a demon that resides in an attic. This is definitely one of the craziest stories I've covered. We have Jackie. She's a single mother that just rented out a new house. She is 23 years old and she has a 2-year-old son. By the way, it is the year 1988. This is where the story gets bizarre. Orbs of light start wandering around her house. And these orbs you can see with your bare eyes. This is not just a camera phenomenon. They are floating around her house and they are following them and taking pictures of them. Things being misplaced and turned upside down. Bed sheets being mysteriously burned. Footsteps constantly sprinting up and down the attic. Doors opening and shutting, intense episodes of sleep paralysis, and constantly being shoved. When Jackie recounts these memories, it is not something that is easy for her to talk about. She was genuinely traumatized.
There's something that's in the house that actually was there before you came, so it's not your house, it's their territory, not yours. So you're the intruder. That's how I felt. I felt like I was the intruder.
At this point, Jackie is just done. She's freaking out. It always feels like something is watching her. She decides to invite her ex-husband over for support. He stops by, and he would say that truthfully, he just thought Jackie was trying to get attention. So, making an effort to figure out what is in the house, he challenges it.
If you are here, let's see.
Show yourself.
Of course, nothing happened. And he's like, see, I told you. But then he leaves and Jackie goes in the closet. Written hundreds and hundreds of times is Jackie's ex-husband's name, Al. Every A in blue and every L in red. The challenge has been answered. With nowhere else to turn, Jackie calls a paranormal investigation crew. Keep in mind, it is 1988, so they have these huge cameras. It's like holding an RPG on your shoulder.
All of a sudden, the light goes off.
Right during the interview.
Immediately after they get there, the mayhem starts, and hearing footsteps coming from the ceiling, they decide to investigate the attic. Listen to this recording.
Everyone, shh, quiet.
No one is up there, yet they can hear footsteps running back and forth. So at this time, one of the investigators decides to go up with his camera. He snaps 1, 2, and on the third, his camera is ripped out of his hands. The lens is thrown on one side of the attic and the camera on the other. At this point, they're like, this is way too much to handle, we need to leave. It was only until later that night when they received a desperate voicemail that they decided that they should come back and check the house one more time. This is a mistake that they would never forget. Trigger warning, because the footage you're about to see is disturbing. When the investigators arrive back at the house, 2 of them decide to go back into the attic, Jeff and Barry. At this point, they're just trying to figure out what is going on and they just want to help Jackie. They cautiously pull themselves through the tiny hole, and immediately once inside, they both feel like they're being watched. Jeff was just carrying a flashlight, although Barry had his camera. And just as soon as they got in, Barry heard Jeff scream. It is then when he turned around to see what happened, but it was extremely dark. The only thing he could make out was Jeff's shirt, and he noticed that Jeff was pressed up against the rafters at a 45-degree angle, his head pulled flush against the wall. The only source of light Barry had was the flash on his camera, so he began to snap pictures. This is what he captured. Piece of clothing line had been wrapped around Jeff, and then something lifted him and attached him to a nail on the rafter. Barry had to fight to get him down. Here's the video following the incident.
Jeff, please get down.
I gotta get out of here.
Whoa.
It's definitely raising me up.
Jeff.
I really wanted to fit everything in this one video, but it's getting pretty long now. And I mean, just look at his face. This is a man that has just been traumatized. So yeah, comment for part 2 and I will get that out.
So when we went back to see how the package showed up on the video camera, that's when we noticed it.
What they notice is this. Watch closely. Do you see it? Here, next to David's wife. A chilling figure with a skeletal face and black hooded robe. As David moves around the room, he blocks the camera for a few moments. But when he steps out of the way, the frightening figure is still there.
At least I know I'm not crazy, because there's definitely somebody standing right there. And now they're gone. Tell me how nuts. And now they're back. You see it? tell me I'm fucking crazy. That's the creepiest shit I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely not.
This cabinet crown, and I think there's a squatter in this house. I think it's in here. Hello? 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 Anybody here? Hello? Hello? The heck is that? Hello?